Hey YouTube, welcome to my channel. Today I am going to show you how to make a simple vinyl t-shirt with a few words, and this is part 2 of the video, so this is all hands-on. I hope you got all the stuff that I named in part 1, and we shall begin right now. As you can see, I went on and laid out the black t-shirt. This is a size 3X, and the customer wants just 3 simple words. This is the easiest shirt. It's going to say, oh, hell no. He doesn't want nah, N-A-H, or the other nah, N-A-W. He wants N-O. So that's exactly what we're going to give him. So the very first thing I do is I start measuring where I want my words. Okay. Now, a good rule of thumb is to start your letters at least 3.5 inches right under the top of the neck area. Minimum. Anywhere between 3.5 and 5. If you don't have a ruler, you can always use your hand. My hand is about 3.5 inches. I don't know if you can see that. Let me grab the other one. Placing it at my thumb, it's about 3.5, 4 inches in length. So what I'm going to do is place my hand, line the top of my pinky up with the top of the neck area. All right, and this is going to mark where I start my letters. So I'm just going to take this ruler and lay it flat. That way I know I'm going to start my letters right here. Now I'm also going to, this is a 12-inch ruler. I'm going to try to get the 6 directly in the middle to help me line up everything. Now, like I said, it's going to say, oh, hell no. So this needs to be very big letters. You can kind of, let's see. So I kind of just use my hand sometime to see how big I want the letters. So OH is probably going to be, about this big. Then, the rest, you want to make sure all of them are about the same size and height. So I'm going to take this ruler. Excuse Miss Russia. Let's see. Even though it's going to go in the middle right now, I'm just putting it on the edge. So I'll know that's going to be about 7 inches in width. And, oops, got that the wrong way. About 4 inches in height. Okay. And what did I say? Remember that you're going to keep a little pad or something by you so you can write that down. Matter of fact, let me get one. It said 7 inches width by 4 inches height. Now, even though let's see. I'm also going to measure from the top of where I'm going to have the letters kind of down to the end of the shirt. So the length of the shirt is about 24 inches long. I'm going to divide that by 2 and have the total words stretch out to be anywhere between 12 and 14 in length. I want it to start there and come all the way down to about right here, which is 12 or 14. And then, as you look at the shirt, you'll be able to gauge and see where you want it to end and stop as well. Okay, we're going to do 14 inches total length. So just jot that down real quick. Now that you have the length of your project, it's time to design it on Cricut Design Space. So let's head on over to the laptop. All right, so now that we're in Cricut Design Space, we're gonna go to, let's see, new project. So right now, all I have to do is go in and hit text. Let's see. All right, and so I'm gonna make these separate because I want them on different lines. And I'm gonna push my caps and push O. All right, then I'm gonna go over here to text again and write hell. Go over here to text again and put no. And I'm gonna put an exclamation point. All right, so click on it, hold your left click on it, hold the button down to drag it. Right down here in the left hand corner is where you can make your script. Right now it's at 100%. You can make it bigger or you can make it smaller. So since I'm going to be making these really big letters, I'm just going to make it smaller so that I can have a lot of room to work with. Right. So if you recall what you wrote down, you had 7 inches in width, 4 inches in height. Just on the first word, which is O. So right up here is where all your sizes are. This lock button, to change it, you want to unlock it. All right, we're going to change the width to just put in 7. And then I'm going to tab over to height and put in 4 inches. Okay, like what's going on? I don't know if my lock was on. Backspace 4. Okay, and then make sure. What happened to my 7? Okay. What the? Alright, this pisses me off. I'm not sure why it's changing. Okay. There we go. 7 inches width, 4 inches in height. And we're going to do that for each of these. Alright. So I'm not going to lie. Once you get the hang of all of this, you're definitely going to want to switch to a different program because for some reason their program messes up a lot. It takes its sweet precious time, and you know that can be a headache. It is a headache. Over here in the corner, for some reason hell is still right here, but this box is highlighting in this empty space. I hope someone shows the makers of this design space what the hell I gotta go through and fix it. This sucks. Okay, so when you click in the box, it's not lit up anymore. Instead of clicking a word, you can also just click there and it'll highlight it. Again, I'm not understanding why it's highlighting right there. So anyway, I'm going to continue to do what I was doing. See, I pressed the unlock button and it just went there. So whatever. It's dumb sometimes. So I'm highlighting it and I'm just putting 7 in there. Then I'm going to tab over and put 4 inches in height. Make sure I lock it back. Okay, and it looks small on here, but please believe when you print this out, it's definitely going to be nice and big. So I'm not even going to click on that. I'm just going to go right here on this side and highlight it, unlock it to change the proportions. 7 width, 4 height, and I'm going to lock it back. All right, Now, I sometimes don't like these lines in the background. So it's like a little empty space right up here in the corner. If you just click on that a few times, it'll get rid of them. So I'm clicking them. They made the lines and boxes smaller. And I clicked it again and see they disappeared. Now, also, if you want to, right down here where it says blank canvas, this is what it's talking about. This platform right here where the words are on. Just because the shirt is black, I'm just going to change the canvas to black. Okay, and up here is where you can change the color. And here's black. I'm going to select black. Boom. Okay, and then I'm going to click on each of the words and I'm going to change them the color of my vinyl, which will be white. And like I said, this is very simple. And you'll see why I say simple. Like when you get into a shirt having multiple colors, you'll see what I'm talking about. Why it's really not so simple when you're having multiple colors. All right, so I'm going to highlight all of this and I want to go up here to align only because I want to see how it looks aligned. When I print this out, actually, yes, I am. You want to center horizontally. As you can see, it lined it up. Now, I'm going to make this screen a little bit smaller just so I can, see what I'm working with here and have enough room. Okay. Now, of course, I do not want this all close together like this. So I'm going to highlight the bottom word, and on my computer keyboard, I'm going to highlight that, and I'm going to push the arrow down on the keyboard because I want it spaced. I don't want it that close together. It is distribute vertically, not horizontally. Vertically is up and down. Okay. I'm going to select this again to see. Now, remember we said we wanted it total length 14 inches long. So this is just about right. It's a little over 14 inches and that is totally fine. Now, I want the font to be a little thicker, I believe. So I'm going to go over here to style, and I'm going to select bold. That should thicken the letters. I'm going to do it again for this one and this one. Bold. And as you can see, it moved a little bit. So I'll go back up here and align, center horizontally. All right, now they're all in line again. And since the color changed, gotta go back. I don't know why it does that. That's like a headache as well. Now, I don't want all of this to be the same. Let's put a little design to it. I think I'm gonna make this italic. However, once I do this, I believe the color is gonna change again. Yep, it did. Oh, no, it's italic bold. Bold italic. All right, just that one. I'm going to wait and change the color again. All right. I I want hell to be spaced out a little bit. So for letter spacing, it's right here. I'm just going to click the arrow up until I like how far apart the letters are. Let's see. That looks cool. And then this no. I'm going to do the same. Click the letter spacing arrow just to separate the N and the O a tad bit. Now I want no to be a little funky, so I'm going to go over here to the fonts and I'm going to try to find a font that really sticks out. I don't really, okay, let's try this. This is called Flip Flops. Let's see what this does. All right. I like it, I guess. Regular line, so I'm gonna go to text and I'm going to type the letter I. Now where is it highlighted? Here, there it is. When you can't see it like that, I just take the arrow keys and move it till I see. All right, now it's in the font of the no, which I don't want. I want it in this font, which is Cricut Sans. So we're gonna go up here, change the font, type Cricut Sans in here. All right. We're gonna change this to black. Now I'm gonna unlock and make it big. Let me lock it back. Now I'm going to trying to select the darn thing. I swear this program, if you're trying to run a business, don't even think about keeping design space for too long because it just sucks. Alright, I'm gonna lock that. Then I'm gonna duplicate that because I want another one. I just want to see how it looks. And then I'm gonna highlight and select both of them so that I can align them. And then I'm also, so I like the spacing of that, so I don't have to move them individually. I'm just gonna go ahead and group them. All right. Now to see how this looks without these flames, you go over here. It's a little eyeball right there. Just click that eyeball and it makes it disappear. If you want it back, as you can see, it's a line going through the eyeball. Click it again and they will reappear. I want this to be a little bigger. The line. Alright. So the customer approved of this one. He don't want no flames, which is good. I don't feel like doing that no way. No, okay. All right. So once you have your design, I'm going to click this just to see how. Ooh. So this is saying 17.55 inches. No, it's supposed to be 14. We're going to leave it at 7.3, but we're going to change this to 14. We don't need it almost 18 inches in length. Okay. Now, since we have the design, we are ready to print. If you want to print all of this together, which I'm going to do today, it's a couple of ways you can print this, but I'm going to do it the easy way. So I'm going to select all of this, and right over here in the right corner, bottom right corner, we're going to, first I'm going to group it to make sure it all stays, because I did not group it with the lines. And now I'm going to go at the bottom and hit attach. Hitting attach will print out exactly how you see it here. If I don't hit attach on the board, you would probably have O at the bottom, hell at the top. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I'll show you. Let me detach, and I'm going to go up here to make it. Let me make this a little smaller so you can see. See what I'm saying? None of this is lined properly. So I'm going to hit cancel. I'm going to select it again. And I'm going to click attach. Now, before anything happens and I lose my stuff, let me save this. You want to save periodically throughout the designing process, because anything can happen. And I'm just going to name this Oh Hell No. Save. All right, now we're ready to make it. So right up in the top right corner, you hit make it, and watch how the board looks now. Let me make it smaller. See, now it's all together. So when this prints out, you're going to cut all this excess off, this black part. And then I'll show you why that weeding utensil is so important for you to have. What does this say? At least one of your images is larger than 11.5 in height or width. Select OK to continue with a larger mat. So for this project, we're going to use the 12 by 24 mat so that we don't have to separate the words and print on multiple mats. All right. Now, whenever you're doing vinyl or you're doing a white picture t-shirt, you want to mirror your image. Only for light picture t-shirts, and always for vinyl that's going on a t-shirt. Vinyl that's going on a t-shirt. Now, if you're doing permanent vinyl, you don't have to mirror it. And I'll do a video on that and show you why. So once you mirror the image, it's going to look like that. All right, now I'm going to turn the lights on, because now I'm going to have to get the mat, and I'll show you how I load the vinyl onto the mat and into the cutter. So I'm not going to push continue just yet. Now remember, the t-shirt is black. The words are going to be white. So even though it's black here, just get white vinyl or whatever color vinyl you're going to use. If you got anything on your mat, like here's a piece of hair. This is a scraper. This is one of the things that you're going to need to. It comes in a weeding kit, so it's best to get the whole kit instead of just the weeder. Okay, so when you're applying the vinyl, one side is going to be real shiny and the other one is going to be like a matte color. You want to always lay your shiny side down. Now, if you don't want to mess with a big roll like this, what you can do is see how long your image is on this mat. This mat is going to always be correct. So right here, it stops just below the 14-inch line. So I'm going to cut the vinyl 15 inches long. I'm going to use the soft ruler. I'm going to get a pencil to mark off where 15 inches is on this vinyl. Right on the edge, so I'll know where to cut it. Just a tiny little mark on the matte side. I'm going to line it up here. And then I'm going to cut. So easy. Remember, shiny side down. I'm going to take the corner of this, put it in the corner. To line it up. Then you just want to smooth out any bubbles. And this is a light grip, so it'll be easy to peel it off. All right. I'm going to open up my cutter. So now that we have the vinyl on the cutting board, I'm going to go ahead and push continue. Now it's asking me to, wait a minute, base material set to paper. All right, so you definitely want to change this because we're not working with paper. So right over here, I moved it to custom. Once you move it to custom, this menu pops up. And you're going to just click on the material that you have. We're working with premium vinyl. So I'm going to click that. We don't need any tools. We already have a fine point blade and clamp B. And we're going to load the mat. Here's your cutting blade right here. It's already loaded in. This is going to load the mat. make sure you just pull on it slightly to make sure that it's all the way rolled up in there. Now, after you load it in and make sure your blade is in, number 3 is going to ask you to press go. And I'm going to push fast mode because we don't want to be sitting here forever. Once you push fast mode, the blinking Cricut button, you can go ahead and push that. And then also you want to make sure nothing is in the back of this cutter because that board is going to go out. Bam. Let the magic begin. Alright, so your image is done, and you press this to unload, and it kicks it out. So what I like to do is that scraper. Just scrape it up in the corner there. I hold the mat down, and I just roll it off. Okay, so I'm not sure if you can really see the lines in here. I can, but I am going to trim off this excess and save it because I just may need it for something small, and we don't want to waste any vinyl whatsoever. This stuff costs a lot of money, and we want to get our money's worth. Alright, so now it's time to use the weeding tool. Now when you're getting ready to weed out your design, you want to go ahead and turn on your heat press at this time so it can be good and hot by the time you're finished. Now, remember I said I had a bonus for you, and I was going to tell you what this bottle of Lysol is for? Well, you'll definitely get a chance to see. Alright, so I'm going to open that up. And I'm going to show you how to weed out your design. You're probably like, what the hell is that? You can't really see it. Let me see. We'll leave that on, but I'm going to put the light that way so it won't be so bright. Alright, so I like to take the corner. If you do this correctly, it'll go nice, easy, and smooth. So let's see. I want to. It's at 350. That's cool. So to begin weeding, I always start at the corner and just make like a little hole. Take the weeder, lift it up a bit, grab what you can, hold the plastic part down with another hand. Excuse me if my hands are ashy, you guys. I had to stop in the middle of the video, and you know, like I said, Richie needed me and I had to wash my hands, so I didn't even bother to lotion them back up. Alright. So now all you got to do is just pull. Now since these are big, let's see. Alright. That's your little container for your excess vinyl. And you can just pull nice and slow, and don't be scared because the cutter cut out whatever it cut out. It's going to keep it on the plastic paper, and it's plastic sticky paper, very sticky, as you can see. So I'm just gonna pull all this stuff I don't need. This plastic bottle makes it just so convenient. Okay, so you know there's an H right there. I'm gonna just pull it up in the middle. Now you're gonna look in here. You'll see the lines where to pull the vinyl that you don't need out. Now remember, you got the letter O, so of course we can't have it look like that. Whenever you're unsure of it, just always check like this. I always turn it over to make sure it looks right. So we got to take the middle out of the O. This stuff is sticky. This one was easy because it wasn't that many words, and I made them big. If they were small and you had little small details, this would take forever. All right, so here's your design. And I believe the heat press is ready to go. Before you heat press it, since this is a black shirt, or any color actually, I should have told you to get one of these, but it's okay. If you don't have one, you can get like a roll of tape. And what you're going to do is kind of fold it like that to where it goes around your hand, and just rub and get the lint off. You don't want to press any loose lint onto the shirt. So I'm only going to do this where I'm going to put the design. So that's an alternative. I'm going to use my roller. Make sure to keep your hand low so you won't burn it on this plate. And it's only 14 inches long, so we're not even going to have to go all the way down to the end of the shirt. Okay, once you get all the lint out, you're going to get any excess moisture out of your shirt. And you do that by pressing it for just about 5 seconds. where your design is going to lay. And make sure it's flat. I'll pull this out a bit only because this wall is preventing my heat press from going back any further, and I do not want to burn my knuckles. Alright, it's set at 15, so I just raised it up at the dial when it hit 10. Alright, pull it up a bit to get where you didn't press. Same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That needs some WD-40, sorry about that noise. I'll make sure I'll have that fixed before or taken care of before the next video. Okay, now remember I said you are going remember I said you're going to start your design at a minimum of 3.5 inches underneath the neck area. So I'm going to go ahead and just lay that right there and make sure it's centered. I'm going to pull it up. Always check to make sure it is in the center of your neckline. And this paper is sticky, so I'm going to just pull it up. Yeah, that looks good. Now, you see why you had to mirror your image? Because you want the shiny side up, and then, you know, you flip it over and you're able to see your words. If you, after weeding and you flip it over and it looks the opposite way, you did something wrong. All right. Now, we need something in between this plate and the vinyl sheet. So this is like a Teflon sheet of paper, which is cool. I want enough heat to get through to that, so I'm going to use these paper sheets that come with the paper when you're printing actual pictures. It's thinner. I want to be able to just press this one time. Alright, so it's already 350 to 355 is good for this vinyl. Go ahead, swing it, and the timer will do the rest. I usually have a glove because, like I said, this stuff is hot. Where is my glove? So after it's pressing, I take another sheet and just press it down with my hand. And I go ahead and peel this back. It should be ready. Peel it slow. Now I'm going to press this again to make sure. Now this time I'm going to use the Teflon sheet. Spread it out. Be super careful not to burn your hands. And this time I'm going to press it for just about 5 seconds, and that's to make sure it's nice and sealed in. This is very hot. I do not know what I did with my glove, but it's a good thing to have some. Peel it off, and there is your t-shirt. Very simple, right? A nice, simple vinyl t-shirt. All ready to go for the customer. I hope you liked this video. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell button for my next video. If you have any ideas or suggestions on another video you would like to see, please leave it in the comments, and I'll make sure I'll see what I can do to honor your request. Thanks. Have a wonderful day.